started, I just have a few brief announcements. The use of flash photography in the recording of this performance by any means, audio or visual, is strictly prohibited. If you have a cell phone, please take a moment now to turn it off. And if you have an iPod, I'm sorry your parents are so overprotective. Now, we only have about 70 minutes, and this book weighs about 6 pounds, which means we need to get through 8 ounces every 5 seconds, okay? That's like 2.5 six-packs a minute, so I guess we better start drinking. And no one knows more about Shakespeare than the man that I'm about to introduce. He is one of the world's preeminent Shakespearean scholars. He has a certificate of completion from preeminentshakespeareanscholar.com, and he's here tonight to provide the complete works of William Shakespeare abridged with a much-needed preface. Please join me in welcoming Mr. John Sheridan. Woo!
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. William Shakespeare, playwright, poet, actor, Stratford's proudest flower, transplanted from the heart of the English countryside to bask in the warmth of London's literary greenhouse. A man, despite the ravages of male pattern baldness, planted the potent seed of his poetical genius deep in the womb of Elizabeth's England. There it took root and spread through the magnetic system into Western civilization, until it became the oozing carbuncle of knowledge and understanding that you study in English classes. And yet, how much do we intellectually flaccid members of the 21st century truly appreciate the plump fruit of Shakespeare's productive loins?
How much?
Let's find out, shall we? Now, you are a theater-going crowd, either by choice or by force, and yet if I just may have a brief show of hands, how many of you have ever seen or read a play by William Shakespeare? Any contact with the bard whatsoever, just raise those hands.
This guy right here.
Joe, we're screwed.
Why?
Put those hands up. They must know more than we do.
But you're an eminent Shakespearean scholar.
No, I'm preeminent.
All right, then be preeminent.
Of course, yes, preeminent. How many of you have ever seen or read All Is Well That Ends Well? Let's find out if we have any super eminent Shakespearean scholars here tonight. Has anyone ever seen or read King John? King John, anyone? Really? Seen it or read it?
Read it.
All right, and who else had their hand up? Seen it or read it? Oh, thank you for attending tonight. And what about you, sir? Seen it or read it?
Oh, I downloaded it on audiobook.
Interesting. Would you mind telling us what it's about?
It's about a hunchback, right?
Oh, no. No, King John is not about a hunchback. As any preeminent Shakespearean scholar can tell you, King John is about a king named John. Would you stand up for us, please, sir?
Sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, ecce homo.
Hey, what does that even mean?
I presume from your obvious lack of fluency in Latin that you have yet to matriculate?
Oh, not today.
Look at this man, ladies and gentlemen, abandoned by your education system, awash in a sea of sexual ambiguity, hopped up on empty kilobytes of virtual Viagra. And now, take a look at the person sitting right next to you. Go ahead, do it. Do you recognize that same vapid expression? The same pores clogged with the acne of intellectual immaturity? Or do you perhaps see, keep looking, do you perhaps see there a longing, a desperate plea for literary salvation?
Can I sit down now?
Yes, I apologize. Ladies and gentlemen, I say to you, cast off the cheap thrill of the car chase for the splendor of the sonnet. Exchange the isolation of your iPhones for the gentle idol of the I Am. Imagine a world where a man can wear multicolored tights with pride.
Hallelujah!
A brave new world where this book shall be found in every hotel room in the world. Can I get an amen?
Amen!
This is my dream, ladies and gentlemen, and it begins here, today. Join us on this, our holy quest, this Shakespearean jihad. Can I get another amen?
Amen!
Thank you, Jesus! And now, on with the show, and may the bard be with you.
Those of you who own a copy of this book know that no collection is complete without a brief biography of the life of William Shakespeare. Providing this portion of the show will be the third member of our troupe, Mr. Isaac Jordan.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Joe. I was sitting out there, I was... anyway, well, I was Googling Shakespeare, and I found some pretty amazing stuff. All right. William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare was born in 1564 in the town of Stratford-upon-Avon, Warwickshire. The third of 8 children, he was the eldest son of John Shakespeare, a locally prominent merchant, and Mary Arden, daughter of a Roman Catholic member of the landed gentry. In 1582, he married a farmer's daughter named Anne Hathaway. Isn't Anne Hathaway?
Oh no, it's a different Anne Hathaway.
So hot. That's just a shame. All right. No, I don't want to donate $10 to Wikipedia. Okay. Shakespeare arrived in London in 1588. There he dictated to his secretary, Rudolf Hess, the work Mein Kampf, in which he set forth his program for the restoration of Germany to a dominant position in Europe. After reoccupying the Rhineland zone between France and Germany and annexing Austria, the Sudetenland, and the remainder of Czechoslovakia, Shakespeare invaded Poland on September 1st, 1939, thus precipitating World War II. I never just Henry Heinrich wasn't okay. All right. Shakespeare remained in Berlin when the Russians entered the city and committed suicide with Mistress Eva Peron. He lies buried in the church at Stratford, though his head is frozen in a holding tank in Glendale, California. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are proud to present the complete works of William Shakespeare abridged.
Oh my God.
That's hot stuff.
All the world's a stage. All the men and women are merely players. They have their exits, their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts. How many parts exactly must one man play? Well, according to my calculations, there are exactly 1,122 roles in the Shakespearean works. Way too many. Take, for example, his most famous play, Romeo and Juliet. 2 passionate lovers, a meddling nurse, a sympathetic priest, all vital to the story. But Mercutio, Lady Capulet, unsightly fat on Shakespeare's otherwise muscular body of work. Let us therefore begin our shrinkage of Shakespeare's canon by rendering the gristle and blubber of his most famous romantic tragedy down to the tender, underaged, moist flesh of Romeo and Juliet. Prologue!
Two households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona where we lay our scene. From ancient grudge break new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their lives, whose misadventured piteous o'er goes, do with their death bury their parents' strife.
Act 1, Scene 1. Behold, 2 men in search of imbroglio. For the Capulets, Samson. For Montague, Benvolio. Verona's fragile peace shall be undone, and tragedy begins with the biting of a thumb.
Oh, I had a little doggy, and his name was Mr. Jiggs, and I sent him to the grocery store to buy a pound of figs. Oh, I hate that guy, I hate his family, I hate his dog, I hate them all.
Oh, do you bite the thumb of me, sir?
No, sir, I do but bite my thumb.
Do you bite the thumb of me, sir?
No, sir, I do but bite my thumb. Do you quarrel, sir?
Quarrel, sir? No, sir.
Well, if you do, then I am for you, for I serve as good a man as you.
No better.
Yes, better.
You lie!
Down with the Montagues!
Up yours, Capulet!
Rebellious subjects!
Oh no, it's the prince!
Enemies to the peace on pain of torture, throw your mistempered weapons to the ground, and hear the sentence of your moved prince.
Buzzkill.
You Capulet shall come along with me. Benvolio, come you this afternoon to hear our father's pleasure in this case.
Brown nose, ass hat. A minute! Saw you, Romeo. Right. Right I am, he was not of this fray. Oh, but see, he comes. Oh, good morrow comes.
Is the day so young?
Oh, but new struck not.
Ay, me, sad hours seem long.
What sadness lengthens Romeo's hours?
Not having that which makes them short.
In love?
Out.
Out, oh love?
Out of her favor where I am in love.
Alas, that love so gentle as view could be so rough and tyrannous in proof.
Alas, that love whose view is muffled still, should without eyes see pathways to his will.
Oh! Romeo, go ye to the feast of Capulets. There sups the fair Rosaline, whom thou so lovest. Go, with all the admired beauties of Rome. Go thither, and compare her face with some that I shall show. And thou might think thy swan a crow.
None fairer than my
There's
love.
free beer.
Oh, let's go, all right.
Now hie we to the feast of Capulet, where Romeo shall meet his Juliet, and in a scene of timeless romance, he'll try to get into Juliet's pants.
Oh, she doth teach the torches to burn bright. Did my heart love till now forswear its sight? For I ne'er saw true beauty till this night. If I profane with my unworthiest hand, the holy fine, the gentle shine is this. My lips to blushing pilgrims ready stand, to smooth that rough touch with tender kiss.
Good pilgrim, you do wrong your hands too much. Oh, which mannerly devotion shows in this? For saints have hands that pilgrims do touch, and palm to palm is holy palmers kiss.
Have not saints lips and holy palmers too?
I pilgrim, lips they must use in prayer.
Oh, then, dear saint, let lips do what hands do.
Oh, they'll grant for prayer's sake.
Then move not when my prayers effect I take.
And the lips is in the name of touch.
No sin from my lips, trespass sweetly urged. Give me my sin again.
I don't want to kiss you, man.
It's in the script. It's childbirth.
Coming, mother. I know we didn't practice, but...
What are we doing?
No.
Okay. What are you?
No, come to me.
What are you? Okay.
Don't drop me.
Is she Capulet? Aye, so I fear. The more is my unrest. What are you doing?
The balcony scene.
Oh, right. But soft, what light through yonder window breaks?
Oh, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Deny thy father, refuse thy name, and I shall no longer be a Capulet. Oh, what's in a name anyway? Which we call a nose that should still smell. Oh, Romeo, damn thy name and thy name only. Take on myself. Ow!
Take care of
I take thee at thy word. Call me but love, and I shall be new baptized. Henceforth I shall never be Roman.
What did you just say?
I said, call me but love, and I shall
call
be...
you butt love.
Call me but love, and I shall be...
Butt love. Okay. Well, man, art thou not Romeo and I'm Montague?
Neither, fair maid, if either thee dislike.
Romeo, if ever didst thou love me, pronounce it faithfully.
Lady, by yonder blessed moon,
Oh,
I
swear by
swear.
the moon.
What shall I swear by then? Lady, by yonder blessed virgin, I swear.
To an advice, to let the lightning that sees so sweet. Oh, good night. Good night. Good night, you butler! Over here! What satisfaction canst thou have tonight?
Whoa.
Second basis for second date, sweetie. Parting such sweet sorrow. Why, but love?
Lo, Romeo did swoon with love. By Cupid he'd been crippled by it. But Juliet had a loathsome cause, whose loathsome name was to bolt.
Romeo, the love I really can afford no better term than this. Thou art a willing, so turn and draw.
To bolt I do protest, for I never injured thee, but love thee more than thou canst devise.
Thou wretched boy, I am for you! Oh. I'm sorry.
Nurse. From Tybalt's death onward, the lovers are cursed. Despite the best efforts of Friar and the nurse, their fate pursues them. They can't seem to duck it. And at the end of Act 5, well, they both kick the bucket.
Gallop apace, you fiery foot steeds, and bring in light. Come, black brown knight. Come, civil knight. Oh, come, knight, and bring my Romeo. Oh, it is my nurse. Two major boys.
I lost them.
How do you
I
lose bones? All right, nurse, what is the news?
Lack the day, he's gone, he's killed, he's dead.
Oh, can heaven be so envious?
I saw the wound, I saw it with mine own eyes, here in his manly breast.
What was the tormenting thus? Oh, hath Romeo slain himself?
No, Romeo is banished. Romeo who's killed Tybalt, he's banished.
Oh, nurse! Nurse! Ah, menopause. Oh, Friar Lawrence. Tybalt is dead, and Romeo is banished, and I've got cramps, and I'm not so fresh feeling. Can you help me, please?
Take thou this vial, and this distilled liquor drink thou all, and through thy veins shall run cold and drowsy humor.
I feel cold and drowsy humor running through my veins.
Oh, Obi-Wan.
lights, pretty colors.
Oh no, my love, my wife, that thou hast sucked honey or thy breath hath no effect upon thy beauty.
Keeps getting worse.
How art thou yet so fair?
No, lucky, I guess.
Here's to my love.
I can never have children.
Thus with a kiss I die. Are you sick? Are you
Go
so
away,
sick?
go away about it.
Thus with a kiss I die. Oh! So wet!
I brought chapstick. Good morning. Oh, where is my love? Oh, what is this? The cup enclosed in my true love's hands? Oh, drank all and left no happy drop for me afterwards. So I will be brief. Oh, come, happy dagger. This is my sheath. Well, that's Romeo for you. Right, isn't it? Oh. Glip, glip, glip. Okay, all right. There, rest and let me die. Oh my God.
Epilogue!
A glooming peace this morning it brings. The sun for sorrow will not show its head. Go and have more talk of these sad things. Some will be pardoned and some punished. For never was there a story of more woe than this of Juliet and her Romeo.
And Romeo and Juliet are dead!
All right, good job, guys. We did that in 12 minutes, not bad. So let's see, 12 times 37 is, ooh, way too long. All right, we spent way too long on Romeo and Juliet, but it is a classic. Unlike our next play, which Shakespeare wrote as a 24-year-old starving artist. Real hungry, but too desperate to know where his next banger was coming from. That's why it's no surprise that an obsession with food dominates our next play. The primitive revenge drama Titus Andronicus, which we now present as a cooking show.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Titus Andronicus, and welcome to the Gordy Gourmet. Now, when you've had a lousy day, your left hand chopped off, your son's murdered, your daughter raped, her tongue cut out, and both her hands chopped off, the last thing you want to do is cook. Unless, of course, you're cooking the rapist and serving him to his mother at the dinner party. My daughter Lavinia and I will show you how. Good evening, Lavinia.
Hey, Alvin.
And how are we feeling today?
I feel real good. Keep up on my arm, keep up on my arm. I ain't got you!
Well, it's a pisser, but we'll get our revenge.
Yeah, I am.
Now hark, villain. I shall grind your bones to dust, and of your blood in it I shall make a paste. And from that paste a coffin I shall rear, and I shall make a pasty of your shameful head. Come, Lavinia, receive the blood. Now, we want to get things going by making a nice clean excision from the carotid artery to the jugular vein, like so! Be sure to use a big bowl for this, because the human body contains 4 to 5 quarts of blood in it, and that when which he's dead, which should be, oh, right about now! Let me go grind his bones to powder small, and in this hateful liquor temper it, and let that vile head bake at about 350 degrees. And 45 minutes later, we have this lovely human head pie, which I prepared earlier. I'll even chop off some lady fingers for dessert. Now, who will be the first to try this high in protein delicacy? Welcome, sir. Welcome, Dread Queen. Will't please you eat? Will't please you feed? It's finger-licking good!
Look, a half off.
Oh, you don't have any hands. Elbow. Well, that's all the time we have for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure to tune in next week when we'll see Timon of Athens and his meaty new take on the Greek salad. Say good night, Lavinia.
Good night, Ninja.
Close enough. Good night, everybody!
inexplicably is the greatest hit of Shakespeare's lifetime, which allowed Shakespeare, who is now swimming in sausages, to broaden his artistic horizons. Compare, for example, the immaturity of Titus Andronicus to the deep, brooding complexities of the human condition portrayed in Othello, the Moor of Venice.
Speak of me as I am, and let nothing extenuate of one who loved not wisely but too well. Never was there a story of more woe than this of Othello and his Desdemona! Oh, Desi! Oh, Desi! Oh, Desi!
All right, stop that! Stop.
What?
Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for this. It appears here Isaac, secured in the infallibility of the internet, has Googled the word more and determined it's a place where you tie up boats.
I didn't Google it, I wikied it!
All right.
$5!
So, what is a Moor, John?
Well, interestingly enough, Joe, this is actually the subject of blazing scholarly debate. For Elizabethans, a Moor could refer to the Berbers of North Africa, or more generally to any person of sub-Saharan descent.
Oh, so Othello's black!
You mean African-American, Joe?
But, well, doesn't the play take place in Italy?
Then he's African-Italian if
All right,
we
well, we're a little
nitpicky.
racially challenged in that
Yo,
case.
I got this idea, yo. Why don't we just get a beat going?
No.
Come on, yeah. Don't you think so? Oh, there it is. Yeah, just because we're white doesn't mean you can't represent the African tradition.
No, that's exactly
No, Joe, he actually might have a point. Plenty of rappers do it all the time.
Macklemore, Iggy Azalea.
Eminem.
Come on.
All right, you guys just stand over.
Okay,
I'm
all
gonna
right.
stand over here. I'm gonna let you offend people.
You're story about But Othello, he liked white women and he liked limoncello.
I can do better, guys.
Randy Masses? Yeah, skip that one.
Yeah. There was a punk named Iago who made himself a menace because he didn't like Othello, the Moor of Venice.
Now Othello got married to Desdemona.
But he took off for the wars and he left her alone.
It wasn't Mona.
A grown-up.
He left
They're
her
alone.
He didn't write a letter and he didn't telephone. And now Othello loved Desi like Adonis loved Venus.
But says he loved Othello because he had a big
Sword!
Yeah,
Yeah,
you guys it was crafty.
He was sly.
sort of a penis
Say,
thing.
I'm gonna shout at the door.
Now you gotta do it. Tell us.
All I know is shine your flaw, then he's
Too damn jealous.
I need to do, I need to dope, I need to cash
He
flow.
found a chump sucker by the name of Cassio.
And he planted on him Desdemona's handkerchief.
So Othello gets the one and just maybe if but he's been out fighting.
Commanded an army, and Desi and Cass are playing hide in the salami.
Salami.
So he comes back home and he smothers the
And he
biatch.
thinks he pulled it off without a biatch.
But there's Amelia at the door.
Who we met in Act 4?
You say, yo, honey, she wasn't no hoe. She was
Sure,
she was
virginal too. So I had to go make her face turn blue. It's true.
It's you. Now what you gonna do?
And Othello say,
Damn, this is getting pretty scary.
So he pulls out his blade and commits Harry Carey.
Do that funky Moor thing, white boy. Do that funky Moor thing, white boy.
he don't got up on a technicality.
Move to
He
Hollywood.
got his own reality.
Show that is
Prime time.
HBO.
Desperate houseboats.
Africa.
All right, guys, cut. Why don't we take a break from all this heavy tragedy and move on to something light, like the comedies?
Yeah, comedies. Now, Shakespeare's comedies were greatly influenced by the Roman plays of Plautus and Terence, Ovid's hilarious metamorphoses, as well as the rich Italian tradition of commedia dell'arte. He was a master of borrowing and adapting plot devices from these different theatrical traditions.
Wait, is that just called plagiarism?
Well, with Shakespeare, we don't like to use the word plagiarism. We prefer the word distilling.
What, he's a big cheat.
Hey, okay, it takes a real genius to milk 5 ideas into 16 plays.
Okay, but what's the one with the shipwreck, the identical twins, and the big wedding at the end?
All of them.
All of them! See, that sucks!
Well, obviously, Shakespeare should have written one play instead of 16 sucky ones. Which is why I have taken the liberty of condensing Shakespeare's comedic diarrhea down to a single solid, well-formed love of hilarity that I have entitled The Comedy of Two Well-Measured Gentlemen Lost in the Merry Wives of Venice on a Midsummer's Twelfth Night in Winter. Or
Cymbeline taming Pericles the merchant in the Tempest of Love for nothing as much as you like it. Or
Four Weddings and a Transvestite. Act 1. A Bohemian duke swears an oath of celibacy, turns the rule of a city over to his tyrannical brother, and sets sail for the golden age of Greece. Where rounding the heel of Italy, the duke's ship is caught in a terrible sea tempest that cast him ashore a desert island, along with his sweet, innocent, clueless young daughter.
Oh, Father, I am so lonely and pubescent on the sun. I am so sad and frisky.
oh, precious daughter, watch out for symbols of colonial oppression lurking in caves waiting for virgins.
Okay, bye-bye.
Meanwhile, the Duke's long-lost son, a handsome, dashing young merchant, is also shipwrecked. Coincidentally, on the very same island.
What shall I do without funds in this strange foreign land? I know, I must needs find me an old Jew. Behold, here cometh a convenient Judeo-Italian stereotype now.
What's the matter, you mate? You need a painting more above me or something?
The wicked Jew tricks the merchant into putting down his brains as collateral on the loan.
Such a deal.
Act 2. The sweet, innocent, and clueless young princess disguises herself as a boy and becomes a page to a dashing, handsome young soldier.
You there, boy.
Yes!
You shall woo the lady Via Livia for me, for she is shrewish and I am sick with love.
I too feel flummy down there, though I am not speaking aloud. I do love thee, though I am a boy.
I swingeth not that way, boy. Deliver this letter to Via Livia. Go hence.
Whence?
Hie thee hither from hence to thence.
Act 3. The beautiful, virginal, and clueless young princess, dressed in man-drag, arrives to woo the lady Via Livia.
It is I, the witchy shrew Via Livia. Come hither.
Whither?
Hither from thither. If you come in, I'll show you my zither.
Oh.
Act 4. On the 12th night of midsummer, a puckish sprite leads all the lovers deep into a forest and squeezes the aphrodisiac juice of the hermaphroditic flower into their eyes, while the queen of the fairies seduces a rude mechanical who has the head of an ass.
Yeah, but the ass of... I can't say that. Jeez.
Act 5. In the ensuing bisexual animalistic orgy, the princess's man clothes are ripped off, revealing a smoking hot bod and female genitalia. The merchant recognizes his sister.
My nearly identical twin.
My long-lost and strangely attractive brother.
The shrew realizes she's bi-curious.
Oh, brave new world.
The dashing young soldier decides he actually prefers bottom.
And thereby hangs a sweet tale.
And the Jew exits, pursued by a bear.
Oh, you got the bear. Oh.
And they all get married in the state of Massachusetts and go out to dinner. Now give us your hands if we be friends, because all is well that finally ends. Thank you.
All right, guys. Not bad. 16 plays in 5 minutes. But if we want to get back on track, we have to get back to the tragedies.
Yeah! Tragedies!
That's not okay.
Yeah.
Ready.
Tragedies. Now, interestingly enough, we've found that Shakespeare's comedies aren't nearly as funny as his tragedies.
Yeah, like, what's that one? Macbeth?
Don't say it! Did he say it? He said it! He said it!
That show is cursed. It's bad luck to say the name of that play in a theater unless you're performing it. So that's why we call it the Scottish play, or Macbeth.
But we are performing it, and
Well,
there's something remotely Scottish
There's
about it.
Isaac, we're bridging it. There's a difference, and it has to be done the right way. The Scottish way.
I'm a German. I don't...
It has to be done so you can feel the warm summer breeze wafting up your kilt, see the heather ripening on the highlands, and smell the vomit that's been steaming for at least an hour outside the pub.
Good idea. Kilts, whiskey, vomit! Ladies and gentlemen, we are proud to present our authentically Scottish production of Macbeth. Devil, toil and trouble.
Stay ye, making perfect mixpeaker. Tell me, Macmore.
Macbeth, beware Macduff, for no man of woman born shall harm Macbeth till Birnam Wood come to Dunsinane, don't you know?
Oh, that's the great! Then what McNeed, McI, McFear of Macduff, McMick?
See you, Jimmy?
Oh, no.
And no, the Macduff was untimely ripped from his mother's womb. What do you think about that?
Oh, I deny Mick like it, but I Mick support to Mick woman's right to Mick choose. Lay on, Mick Haggis breath.
Macbeth, you killed me with barons, you murdered me wife, and you did a poop in me soup.
Oh, I deny.
Oh, he did. I had to throw half of it away.
What are you gonna do about it? You
I
want
will break some goals.
Let's play something off. All right, Isaac, you win. Isaac. Oh God, Isaac.
Your lies, usurper's head. Macbeth, your arse is at the windy. A gull. And no, there was never a story of more blood and death than on Mr. and Mrs. Macbeth. Thank ye.
Meanwhile, in ancient Rome, Julius Caesar was a much beloved tyrant. All hail Julius Caesar!
Hail, citizens!
Who was warned by a soothsayer.
Beware the Ides of March.
What the hell are the Ides of March?
The 15th of March.
That's today. Oh! Oh! Et tu, Brute? Ah!
Friends! Rome Today I come to bury Caesar. So let's bury him and get on to my play. Anthony and Cleopatra.
Oh, this is an ass I see before. Oh, come, venomous wretch. Oh, oh.
Come on, man. Isaac, it was funny the first time.
You have this really weird notion that all of Shakespeare's tragic heroines wear really stupid wigs and vomit on people before they die.
What's an interpretation?
Barfing is not an interpretation.
Well, you were into it, right?
Isaac. Anthony and Cleopatra has nothing to do with gastrointestinal distress. It's a trans-global thriller about politically maneuvering across the ancient Mediterranean.
Oh, okay, so it's one of Shakespeare's transglobal plays, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I love those! Like that one that totally predicted 21st century wireless communications, right?
Sure, yeah, whatever you say.
Yeah, oh, yeah, it was called Two Mobile Kinsmen.
No.
Want to
You tell.
Isaac,
Huh?
Shakespeare wrote a play called Two Noble Kinsmen.
Not two mobile kinsmen.
Say it with us. Two Noble Kinsmen.
No, I'm pretty sure it was
Nate.
Mobile Kinsmen.
No.
Because the two kinsmen were Steve Jobs and Bill Gates.
The two kinsmen are two cousins who fall in love with the same woman.
Oh, and they're like texting, like, what's up, girl? How you doing? Wanna hang
No!
out? What? I knew I never heard of that play!
Well, that's because Two Noble Kinsmen are actually part of the category of Shakespeare's plays which are neither tragedy nor comedy, nor history, and are referred to quite simply as the bad plays, or the obscure plays, or the problematic plays. But you know, not all of those problematic plays are without merit. I actually discussed for them Troilus and Cressida in my unpublished monograph. Oh, Isaac, would you mind getting that for me? I know I was showing
Yeah, I know you showed it.
Joe,
I know
Joe,
you showed it.
you would love it. It's big, it's long, it's uncut, and I've been hammering away at it since I was a student in this
Ew, ew, ew! Touch! Touch it! I will not touch it again!
Joe, would you mind if I did a little bit brief reading?
Yeah, how about you read and we'll do like an interpretive dance performance?
Oh, I love interpretive art. So pretentious.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to be unpretentious, but I was actually thinking of a more straightforward, scholarly approach for the students, you know?
Nah, screw that.
Just read and we'll interpret.
Troilus and Cressida was written in 1603, published in the first quarter of 1604, and actually makes an appearance in the first folio. Although this version is some 166 lines shorter than the second folio of 1645, which is actually...
What are you doing?
Ladies and gentlemen, my monograph has nothing to do with Isaac's childhood fantasies.
What are you supposed to be?
I'm Wonder Under.
Wonder.
Get off me! Okay, alright, well, isn't there anything in there about the plot?
Plot?
Yeah, let's
Of
make sense.
course I mentioned the plot, Joe. It's right here on the footnote of page 27. Troilus, the youngest son of Priam, king of Troy,
So-
has
You be king.
okay,
You be Troilus, right?
Yeah, sure, okay.
has decided loves Cressida
Get the wig.
and has arranged with her uncle Pandarus for a meeting. Although she feigns indifference.
I can feign indifference!
Yeah. Yes.
Oh my god!
Meanwhile, Agamemnon, the Greek commander, has
Agamemnon!
Boo!
That's the type of thing that kids hate to study in school because it's just so boring.
No, I promised them that I would not do dry, boring, vomitless Shakespeare.
You write a monograph.
I'm
Okay,
Scooby-Doo!
doesn't matter. What's your point?
My point is, I don't want these people turned off to Shakespeare. That's what happened to me. I was in school, and I look out the window, and I just kids playing ball, and all I thought to myself was, why couldn't this Shakespeare stuff be more like, sports?
Sports.
How?
Well, take the histories, for example. All those kings running up and down, knocking each other off the throne, passing the crown from one to another, sort of like football. Do it with a crown.
That's not the worst idea you've ever had.
And we're gonna need a whistle. And I
don't think
did
you have
actually.
No, they weren't gonna play Ultimate. Were you guys gonna play Ultimate
What?
Frisbee?
Why?
I don't want. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's just.
Line up. Let's kick some royal ass.
All right, awesome.
42, 33, Richard III, part 1, part 2.
Up, and the crown is snapped to Richard II. A well-spoken 14th century mark. He's looking down the field, fading back to pass, but there's a heavy rush from King John.
My gross flesh sinks down.
The crown's up in the air, and Henry VI comes up with it.
Victory is mine!
And immediately by King John. Uh-oh, he's cutting Henry VI into 3 parts. That's gotta hurt. This could be the end of the War of the Roses cycle.
King John is in the clear!
My soul has elbow room!
He's at the 40, he's at the 30, he's at the 20, but ooh, he's poising up the 10-yard line. Placing him down to number 72.
King Lear!
To Reagan and Goneril, I hand off my kingdom. Cordelia, you go long.
There's your penalty marker. Fictional character on the field. There is disqualified, and he's not happy about it.
Bastard!
Deciding now is Boston duel. Prince Allen, Henry IV. Center snaps from quarterback. Quarterback is the hunchback. Looks like the club is giving him trouble.
A horse, my kingdom for a horse. Oh! And there's a pile up on the field. Henry VIII comes up with it. He's at the 15, the 10. He stops at the 5-yard line to chop off his wife's head.
Who's your daddy?
Touchdown! Red Nose! Oh, you better believe that this is the start of a Tudor dynasty. 2, 3.
Henry V! Richard III! The whole royal family's freaking absurd! Go Patriots!
Are you kidding me?
You say Eagles?
Do you know where you are right now?
Can we just check the list? See if we've done them already.
Yeah,
We've done them already.
Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, we started with that.
Yeah, let me see. We wrapped Othello.
Yeah.
The comedies were a lump of hilarity. What about Coriolanus?
Now let's skip that.
Why? What do you have against
I
Coriolanus?
don't like the anus part.
Alright, we'll skip the anus.
Alright,
I think that's it. All the histories. Titus
yeah,
Andronicus.
Timon of Athens was in Titus Andron.
Well, let's not do
Oh,
that.
hey
No.
guys. I know what we missed.
What?
Does anyone know what we missed? Hamlet? Yeah, it is Hamlet.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Okay.
How did we miss
No. Wait a second. Shakespeare did not write Hamlet.
Yes.
All right, then what's it about? What's it about?
You know, a prince suffering of his self-conscience after his uncle murders his father, marries his mother. It's really incest.
No, that's the Lion King, dude. Like, you FaceTimed while you were watching it.
Ladies and gentlemen, 36 plays down and 1 to go. A play of such lengthy
No,
poetry.
no, please just stop, okay? I don't want to do Hamlet, all right?
But we have to do it.
No,
Our show
that football game took it out of me mentally, physically, and emotionally. Emotionally, it's very important these
Our
days.
show is called The Complete Works of William Shakespeare Abridged.
Well, it could be the complete works of William Shakespeare, except Hamlet. Abridged!
That's ridiculous. I can't do that.
All right, fine, I'll do it. That's a 2-man show! What? If you guys feel so strong about it, I'm gonna sit out here with them.
Isaac,
all right?
you can't go back in the audience.
Yeah,
now.
I can.
Don't sit down.
I
Joe,
can.
get him out.
What do you mean?
Come on. I'm sorry about this, all right? Get on the stage. Get on the stage.
Don't touch me!
Don't touch yourself.
I will do him as long as you don't touch me.
Alright, so how about Rosencrantz and Guildenstern?
We don't need them.
Don't need them, they have their own thing. Do you want to be Hamlet?
Yeah, I'll be Hamlet. That's really fun.
Hey!
Hey, where are you going?
I will not be oppressed! I will not be
You
sent
are
down.
under contract. Get back here. Get back here, Isaac.
Don't you dare!
Oh, God. You can't stop me, Isaac. I'm gonna get away from you too. Come back here.
Well, this happens sometimes. Isaac gets a little cranky and he doesn't want to do Shakespeare. So I guess I'll just start it off by myself while they're gone. Who's there? Hey, stand and unfold yourself. Okay, this isn't working. My phone's vibrating. It's John. John, where are you? What do you mean he's in a tree? Can you get him down? All right, what do you want me to do until you get back? Oh, good idea, good idea. And remember, don't give Isaac any candy. You know his blood sugar. Okay, yeah, no. Well, John reminded me that we should go over the sonnets. Shakespeare wrote 154 Shakespearean sonnets. We have condensed them onto this index card. What I think is I'll just give it to someone in the audience, and then you'll read it, enjoy it, and pass it on, and you'll read it, enjoy it, and pass it on. So I guess here's as good a place as any. So, ladies and gentlemen, Shakespeare's sonnets. Guess I'll just take a little break.
Honey, we're home!
Thank John and Isaac, everybody. All
We're
right.
back and ready to do H-E-L-M-E-T. Okay. H-E-L-M-E-T. What's that spell? Yeah, helmet. I'm gonna go borrow my helmet for Hamlet.
You gave him sugar, didn't you? I told you
3 He Tootsie Rolls, Joe. That's what it took to get him out of the tree, and that's not the worst of it. He wants to see a porpoise, whatever that is. So that means we gotta take him to SeaWorld, Joe. And my car is about a skip away from breaking down right now. So
I don't like how they treat the whales down there, but fine, we'll figure it out later.
Figure it out later. Where were we? Aha, yeah, that's right. Ladies and gentlemen, 36 plays down and 1 to go. Would you keep the stage lights set for perhaps the greatest play ever written in the English language? Helmet, the Prince of Denmark. Thank you. Hamlet, the Prince of Denmark. The place? Denmark. The battlements of Elsinore Castle. Midnight. 2 guards enter.
Written by Helmet.
It's good form! Who's there?
Nay, stand and unfold yourself.
Long live the king!
Bernardo.
He, 'tis now struck 12. Give thee to bed, Fellatio.
Horatio. For this relief, much thanks.
Good night.
But look, it comes!
You would be spoke to.
By heavens, I charge thee, speak!
Cock-a-doodle-doo!
John, this one is speaking for the salt crew.
Get us to bed, and by my advice, let us impart what we have seen tonight unto Hamlet, Prince of Denmark!
Oh, that is too solid flesh would melt, thaw, and resolve itself into a dew. That it should come to this, only 2 months dead, so loving to my mother. Frowsy, thy name is woman! Yea, you, married with my uncle, my father's brother! The funeral baked meat stood coldly furnished forth from marriage tables.
My lord!
Horatio! Thinks I see my father.
Where, my lord?
In my mind's eye, Horatio.
My lord, I think I saw your father yesternight.
Where was this?
Upon the platform where we watched.
'Tis very strange. I shall watch tonight. Perchance 'twill walk again. All is not well, where the night were to come. The air is shrewdly, it bites very cold.
Look, my lord, it comes!
Angels and ministers of grace defend us. Something is rotten in the state of Denmark.
Mark me.
Speak. I am bound to hear.
Thou art to revenge when thou shalt hear. If ever didst thy dear father love, revenge is most unnatural and foul murder!
Murder!
Murder! The serpent that did sting thy father's life now wears his crown.
My uncle!
His uncle!
Let not the bed of Denmark be a couch for incest!
Incest!
A couch! Adieu, Hamlet! Remember me!
My lord, this is strange.
There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than I dreamt of in your philosophy. So, piss off. I hereafter shall think meet to put an antic disposition on. The time is out of joint. Oh, cursive sprite, if ever I was born to exit right! Exit right this time!
Neither a borrower nor a lender be. How now, Ophelia, what's the matter?
Oh, my lord, as I was sewing in my closet, I saw Lord Hamlet with his doublet all embraced, no hat upon his head, as pale as his shirt, his knees knocking together. He looked like he'd been loosed out of hell, to speak of horrors. He comes before me.
Mad for thy love?
Oh, why not?
Why, this is the very ecstasy of love. Since brevity is the soul of wit, I shall be brief. He is mad. Here comes a poor wretch reading. Away, I beseech you. How does my good Lord Hamlet?
All is well, God of mercy.
Do you know me, my lord?
Excellent well. You are a fishmonger.
What do you read, my lord?
Oh? Words? Words? Words?
Though this be madness, there's method in it.
Daddy, the players would like to do a play within a play, and I just don't know what that means. So can you have me, like, right now? Thank you,
My lord?
I am but mad, north-northwest, when the wind is southern. I know hawk from handsaw. I'll have these players play something like the murder of my father before mine uncle. I'll observe his looks, and if he do but belch, I shall know my course. The play is the thing wherein I'll catch the conscience of the king. To be or not to be? is the question. Whether it is nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take up arms against the sea of troubles, and by opposing end them, to die, to sleep, perchance to doze, to snooze, to it's too much. Oh, it's too much! Shakespeare, forgive me!
What happened to your speech?
They started laughing at me and I had to...
Come on, guys!
No, that woman was laughing at me!
Back off!
They laughed at me, just like they laughed at Holdorf!
It's Hodor!
Alright, well, sorry everybody. This is a very heavy-duty emotional speech.
Hold the door! Hold the door!
I don't know!
It's not just a character of Game of Thrones, it's a life. George used to plant a sapling and water it to adulthood. He had a small forest, but then season 4 came and he started industrial farming, ripping up the crops the instant they were planted, and I just won't take it. Is Holdor the past, the future, or the present? I don't know, man.
What? Do you watch Game of Thrones?
Only sometimes on YouTube, no.
So, John, well, answer me this. Are you actually a preeminent Shakespearean scholar?
No.
Are you?
No!
But you took that course.
I didn't finish it, Joe. I couldn't even get through a year of Marymount.
I saw your certificate.
I made it in Photoshop.
Yet every Disney princess, like,
I don't even know who you are anymore.
I thought the world of Shakespearean scholarship would be fast cars, hotbed.
nope, that's musical theater.
It's not either, Isaac. They're both cold, cold worlds, full of ibids and quarteros and folios and words I can barely pronounce. And do you want to know the worst thing, Isaac?
No.
Joe, do you want to know the worst thing?
Not really.
I grew a mustache. For nothing! For nothing! And I can't take it! I'm done. I'm gonna sit
Alright, well,
here.
sorry guys, looks like we're gonna have to skip the to be or not to be. Don't cry on them.
You can't skip to be or not to be. It's the greatest speech in all of Shakespeare.
It's overrated.
Overrated?
Yeah, like what are those long speeches with long words that nobody understands? Like, for example. I have a letter. Wherefore I know not. Lost all my mirth, forgotten all custom of exercise. And indeed to go so heavily with my disposition, that this goodly earth, the frame, thought it pierced me and wanted to stale promontory. The air, look you, his brave air-hanging firmament, his majestic roof fretted with golden fire. Why, it seems to me, no more than a foul and pestilent congregation of vapors. What a piece of work is man! How noble in reason, how infinite in faculty. In action, how like an angel. In apprehension, how like a god. The beauties of the world, the paragon of animals. And to me, what is this quintessence of dust? Man delights not me. Yo, that wasn't that bad!
I mean, yeah, you skipped some stuff.
Yeah, I skipped like half the
Isaac,
speech,
from what
but...
you remembered, it was beautiful.
Yeah,
It was
get him
beautiful.
off me!
All right, so see what I mean? That speech was intellectual and emotional. The two can live side by side, right?
What, like Jamie and Cersei?
Ew, bad touch!
I know.
Bad touch! Bad
Okay, it
touch!
doesn't matter. So how about Ophelia, right?
Yeah.
She has layers. She's probably thinking stuff. And
Oh, I have a better idea. She's probably thinking stuff and feeling stuff all at the same time.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, light bulb.
Great. Okay, so how about get thee to a nunnery? Let's do that scene.
Oh, you know, be great,
Yeah. Can
You guys, after the speech,
Yeah, sure. You can skip the speech. Just do
All right,
the
you
scene.
ready, John?
just let me get into character. Be all my sins, remember.
Good, my lord! How does your honor this many a day? I remembrance of yours. I pray you now, receive them.
No, not I. I never gave you aught.
You did, and with words of still sweet breath, the perfume lost. The rich gifts wax warm when givers prove unkind.
Are you honest?
My lord,
Are you fair?
what means thy lordship?
That if you be honest and fair, should admit no discourse to your beauty. I did love you. Once.
Indeed, my lord, you made me believe so.
You should not have believed me. I loved you not.
Oh, I was the more deceived.
Get thee to a nunnery. Why wouldst thou be the breeder of sinners? What should such fellows as I do crawling between earth and heaven? Go thy ways to a nunnery.
Oh, you sweet heavens, help him!
To a nunnery go, and quickly too!
Oh, heavenly powers, restore him!
A nunnery, Ophelia! A nunnery! Ophelia, the nunnery is calling you!
Shut up! Ophelia, get you to the theater. The play is about to begin. That's funny. It's almost like all the world's a stage. And all the men and women merely... Someone should write that down.
Speak the speech as I pronounce it to you triplically on the tongue.
Suit their word to the action, and hold as it were a mirror up to nature. Oh gosh, what happened to your eye?
I'm sorry, I was raised in a very strict providence.
Will my lord hear this piece of work?
Aye, and the king too, presently.
Ha, how does Hamlet, my son, and my nephew?
Little more than kin and less than kind.
I have nothing for this. These words are not mine.
Have a seat, my lord.
You, the king would like to park his royal rump, please. Thank you, you will get an A+, I will make sure of that.
My lord, the Royal Theatre of Denmark is proud to present The Murder of Gonzago.
Ah, a puppet show! I love the Marquis puppets.
My lord, Act 1.
Another great morning. Asleep, unmurdered by my jealous blonde brother. But I am so lonely. I will say love would sweeten up my life.
Hey, baby, I'm a princess from the south side of town, and I heard you was looking for some sugar in your coffee.
Madame, this could not be further from the truth, but if you want to be my bride, you must know I rule with an iron fist.
Oh, well, sweetie, you know what rhymes with fist. Lips.
I do not want to be seen with you in this light.
We can go to your place, sweetheart.
Intermission, my lord.
How likes the Lord my play?
The lady doth protest too much, he thinks.
That was a scuffling.
Oh, it's a mermaid. We have those on my castle.
My lord, Act 2.
Yet another unmurdered sleep. But where, oh, where is my wife? Oh, and no.
Hey, baby, I just stepped out for a while. Don't get murdered by your jealous blonde brother while I'm gone.
What an awkward way to word that. Hey, King, I got enough of your crap. I'm gonna take your crap and my son away! I'll take the ghost's word for £1,000.
My lord, the queen would like to speak with you in her closet.
Then I will go to my mother's closet.
Behind the arras, I'll convey myself. Begin the process.
Now, mother, what's the matter?
Hamlet, thou hast thy father much offended.
Mother, you have my father much offended.
What wilt thou do? Thou wilt not murder me. Help!
Help! Help!
How now, a rat?
Oh no! That will hurt.
Dead! Dead for a ducat! Dead!
How now, Hamlet? Where is Polonius?
At supper.
Where?
Not where he eats, but where he is eaten.
What?
Oh no, it's Laertes!
Son of Polonius!
Brother to Ophelia!
Must now be dressed up.
Why, thanks. How now, where's Polonius? What noise is this? Sweet Ophelia!
They wore a bare face with a hey naughty naughty, ha cha cha, and they brave many a tear with a hey naughty naughty, ha cha cha. Fare you well, my son. I'm out of my tiny little mind. See, this is acting. This is why I'm up here and you guys are down here. Okay. Here's room for you, and Rosemary's for remembrance, and I will be giving you violets, but they all withered away when my father died. You bastard!
Hamlet comes back. That's all Shakespeare wrote. Hamlet comes back. She drowns. Sorry, bud. Should I show myself my father's son indeed, to cut his throat in the church? Aye, and to that end I'll...
Here I go!
No, off stage! Aye, and to that end I'll anoint my sword with an unction so mortal that where it draws blood, no cataplasm shall save it from that end. I don't know what it means either. It's just like...
This skull had a tongue in it, and it could speak once. And then came Weight Watchers. Alas, poor Yorick! But soft, here comes the queen. Couch me by a while, and mark.
Lay her in the earth a while.
Sleeplessly farewell.
Hold off the earth a while until I have caught her once more in mine arms.
Who is he whose grief bears such an emphasis? It is I, Hamlet the Great Dane. Give me that body!
Laertes, devil take thy soul!
I shall fight with him until my eyelids no longer wag. The cat will mew, the dog will have its day. Give us spoils!
One for me.
Careful, I just sharpened those.
Come, sir.
Come, my lord. John, be careful. We can practice.
Yeah! One
No.
judgment.
A hit! A very palpable hit.
What are you wearing?
Alright, Hamlet, drink off to thy health.
Nay, set it by a while. Uncle, mother, father, whatever you are. Another hit. What say you now?
A touch, I do confess. Oh.
Oh, Hamlet, the queen grosses to thy fortune.
Madam, do not drink.
I pray you pardon me.
It is a poisoned cup. It is too late.
Come for the third. Come for the third. Yeah. Come for the third. Laertes, the third cometh. How does the queen?
Oh, it's to see thee bleed.
No, the cup, oh, it was poisoned.
Oh, villainy, treachery, seek it out.
It is here I lie, Hamlet. Here I lie, never to rise again, for I can no longer. The king's to blame.
And what? The pointed venom too? Then venom, do thy work. Here's thou, murderous, incestuous, cross-dressing Dane. Follow my mother!
It is by mine own treachery that I am killed. Forgive me, Hamlet.
He was such a dick. Heaven, make thee free of it. I'll follow thee. You that look pale, tremble at this chance, and are but mutes or an audience to this act. If ever thou didst hold me in thy hearts, absent me from felicity for a while. In this harsh world, draw thy breath in pain to tell my story. The rest is silence. You want to do Hamlet again?
Yeah, we can't cut out all the other bull crap.
All right.
Yeah, why?
All right then, ladies and gentlemen, you shall have an encore!
I should make a quick announcement just in case there are any small children in the audience. This is a very heavy-duty show with a lot of crazy props flying around, all right? We are trained professionals. Do not try this at home.
Yeah, go over to a friend's house. Oh, that is too solid flesh would melt.
My lord! I think I see your father.
With the night would to come.
Mark me!
Something is wrong in this den of Denmark.
Avenge my murder! My lord, this is strange.
More things having a nerve ratio. Piss off. To be or not to be?
Good, my lord.
Get thee to a nunnery.
Speak the speech as I pronounce it to you, shippingly on the tongue.
Give air the play!
I'll take the ghost word for £1,000. Now, mother, what's the matter?
What would that murder me? Help! Help!
How now, rat? Dead, dead for a ducker, dead.
Where's Polonius?
At supper.
Where?
Dead.
Ophelia!
Alas, poor Yorick. But soft. Here comes the queen.
Lay her in the earth a while.
Sweet to the sweet farewell.
Hold off the earth a while.
It is I, up with the cheese, Datus.
The devil take thy soul!
Give us foils.
Run for me.
I'm slain! Oh, I am poisoned!
I follow thee, the rest is silence.
Faster! All right,
Faster!
faster!
Oh,
Devil take thy soul!
Ladies, no. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the complete works of William Shakespeare abridged.
If you like the show, please tell both of your friends.
If you didn't like it, this was Spamalot.
Anyway, I'm Joe.
I'm John,
I'm Isaac!
and we're going to SeaWorld!
I'm gonna see a porpoise.
Are with your teacher. You would follow them up to the classroom. If you brought your stuff here, you'll just stay here until dismissal. So follow an adult if you are supposed to be leaving here. And thank you all. One more round of
Thanks guys so much.
So much better than right then.